Spectre Studios presents Games Workshop's Warhammer 40,000 and the Masque box set, where Imperium's elite army, the Deathwatch, take on the clever and crafty Eldar in a fate that could rock the entire galaxy. Check out this 3-part series as it goes over the scenarios that were in the starter box, facing Artemis's Deathwatch army against Eldrad and his Harlequin troop. Who will win, and who will decide the fate of all the galaxy? Alright everybody, welcome once again to a Spectre Studios, a starter set kind of scenario. As you can see pretty much in the title, we're going to be going over Warhammer 40k, the Masque box set. And I'm here with John.
Hello, hello.
And we have done this before. We
did
did one for another system, Mal for like that. So I was super excited because you've been doing our 40k campaign in our area here. And the interesting thing, we're both old school players to 40k, right?
Yeah, since second edition, first edition.
Yeah. And
well, we've been at it a while.
And in this box set were two armies that were just like kind of like little rumor blurbs that we've had tickled to us for years.
It's true. It's true.
Well,
and they kind of look fantastic.
Yeah, they've always looked great.
Right.
The story has always been great. We've been pulled to these armies for forever. I mean, since the Harlequins have kind of been teased as a model here and there that you can get back in Rogue Trader days. Deathwatch came out, I think, around the late 3rd edition as a small little elite squad that it grew into what Sterngard came to be later.
I suppose,
because they were having a lot of those abilities. But that's all you really kind of got. It wasn't really much more than that, and that's all we had. I remember they had that. So I was like, all right, cool. Then GW decided, let's make armies out of these.
Right.
Boom. And then let's put these two armies in this starter set. And it was so hard for me to part with those armies too.
Yeah, say what you want about GW. They really put the candy in one box.
Yeah. So this was another starter set that I wanted both factions, but it just isn't practical for me to get everything kind of done what I'm doing and all that stuff. So I went with my heart, I went with Deathwatch, and you have graciously now taken over these Harlequins.
Yeah, and so now, Benito came up to me and said, hey, John, what do you feel about starting a new army? And okay, I guess they look so good. So here we are.
They are so good. The Harlequin army, I mean, like I said, I wanted it myself, but I had to. But I've gone off, I've kind of rebuilt this Deathwatch force into something we'll be able to carry into your campaign. So don't forget to come to our channel, spectrestudios.us, get on that forum, and go to our 40k thread, because John is doing a great job carrying our season 2.
We're at season 2.
Yeah.
We just kicked it off here this past weekend. We did. So those are the good things. Now let's get to what we're doing. There is 3 scenarios in here for that. So pretty small key, but it isn't a grow thing that we've seen in a couple of the games that we've done. It's going to use all the models instantly out of the box into the fight. So we're not going to have to wait for anything like that, which I've had to do for other starter set scenarios getting into stuff. It's all the models right off the bat. All the models, all the tools.
Yeah, even the big guys. So the 2 big guys are Artemis is for me for the Deathwatch, and you have
Eldrad Wolf for some reason.
For some reason, and a lot of people I know have been sitting around going, that is really weird. How is that type of combination with him leading the Harlequins? Because you're not really going to see that. So I did a little brief reading of this before getting here, and I'm going to try.
You gotta keep the book. I'm completely
sorry. So I'm going to try to get through things without butchering too much of the rules. But apparently, on Port Damascus, where the Imperial Navy is, Eldrad has convinced with a couple of the council kind of pushing forward to attack Port Damascus with the Elwithe Warhost and the Singheim Warhost. Both warhosts are just crushing down this planet, and they're going to town. They hit, then they, like Eldar do, they hit, punch you in the face, kick you really hard, beat you all up, make you dying, and then they take off before you get a chance to punch them back, and it pisses you off. That's what they do. Hate that. So much. So the Imperial Warhorse is intent because they're mad, and they're chasing the Eldar, and they've got them pretty well in a corner spot where the Eldar can't run, because they're not really running because they've been ordered to do this fight. So now they're kind of not doing what Eldar are doing now, they're fighting kind of like dying by thousands, which is, again, perplexed.
Well, that's still canon, right? Eldar do that all the time.
It's true. They're still part of what's going on. The Imperium's now getting their feeling like they're big and mighty like they normally do when they have the Imperial Warhorse crushing in. But this was all a ruse.
What?
It's not what the Eldar are after. The whole point
Eldar lied to us?
It's another Eldar dirty trick. I know, I'm telling you. And the biggest con artist, Eldrad.
He's getting crafty.
He's the center behind it, because apparently Eldrad is dying. Well, not dying. He's crystallizing what seers do, right?
Right, turns into a rock.
So he's supposed to go into the Seer Council thing to become part of the Great Mind, right? Well, Eldrad's he's not ready. He's got a lot to do. He knows he sees too much. That's the thing about him. He sees too much.
He's been doing it for 1,000 years.
He tried to stop the Horus Heresy apparently from doing this, but humans didn't listen.
Yeah, that didn't work.
But he wants to do something. He's going to do something to save his Eldar race.
Mm-hmm.
Although I just told you he's killing 2 of his war hosts here, and that's part of the thing.
That doesn't really sound like he's going to save them.
But he thinks the bigger picture here. This is what Eldar
okay.
Bigger picture. He's trying to save the war host. He's trying to save the Eldar by what is said that they wait, because they believe that if they're God of the Dead. Yvonne, I think you were telling me before like that. If the God of the Dead awakens, she has the power to destroy Slanesh, because Eldar created Slanesh.
Okay, I guess that's not a bad thing.
Okay, but the prophecy is she will awaken and destroy Slanesh after all the Eldar have died and their souls have gone to her to give her the power.
All of them.
All of them. Every single Eldar.
Well, I'm okay with this.
You are. I'm okay with it. That was the whole point. But Eldrad is not okay with that.
He's not. Oh. All right.
Once again, this whole point. He's not okay with it, but he still thinks this can work.
Okay.
I don't know how that can work. If you can't think of how it, but Eldrad does know how it can work.
All right. He's got a plan, I guess.
This is the point here. So all this is going on in Damascus. He goes. There's a little moon, called Kufuria, that is apparently an old Eldar world, and what looks like white powder, like this stuff, snowish stuff all over the planet, is like crystallized psychic entity bodies of something like that from before. So it's a big psychic conduit.
Gross.
Super gross and weird. The Imperium tried to live up there, and they got weird ghosts and stuff, and they just said, the hell with it, we can't figure this out. Typically. But Eldrad knows that this is a big, huge source. So what he's going to do, he's talked to Caradius he's an old seer who was inside this crystal thing, who gave him some of this idea.
Okay.
And what he's going to do, he's going to go to this planet, do a ritual, and using the war hosts that are fighting on Damascus, and thousands of them are freshly dying as almost like a ritual aspect, and he's going to connect with all the Eldar craft worlds and all the dead that have gone, and basically kind of put the psychic energy to wake Yvonne up.
Alright, well, it might work.
It might work.
Yeah, if no one gets in the way.
Well, it will work, but the thing it said it's going to crush the psychic phenomenon across the galaxy. Like what it will do is it's what the Emperor does.
Yeah.
Is like a small candle to a fireplace of what this storm, psychic energy lashing out will do.
Really?
It'll just do all this shutdown. Okay? Now, somehow all this going on, one man has figured out that Eldrad is off to the side doing something dirty. He doesn't quite know what it is.
Okay.
But he knows it can't be good, because we all know Eldar have dirty tricks.
Yes.
So he's not doing it. That's
never to be trusted.
Artemis, who's supposed to be and has been ordered to fight at Port Damascus, has taken a Corvus Blackstar and a small contingent of Deathwatch Marines to stop Eldar.
Okay.
He doesn't know what he's doing there. He just knows if he stops it, it's got to be good for mankind. Right?
Alright, sure. Yeah.
Eldrad.
That's the reason.
At this stage, Eldrad now knows that Artemis is coming, so it's not a surprise thing. He knows he's coming because Eldrad far sees all this.
Right.
And he's psychically touched into Artemis to tell him, no, stop. You can't, no, don't stop me. What I'm doing is for the good. Artemis is a Marine, ex-Mortificer Marine.
Right.
He doesn't listen very well. He's coming.
Especially to psychic messages from strange Xenos.
Yeah. So that's where we are. That's the little bit of fluff that we have. That we're going to go to Death Masque. It's going to be a 3-part scenario. These two main characters. There is there's some smaller characters we'll introduce in the armies. One special character that is your Death Jester, though.
Yes.
Because he's kind of special in the story fluff. He is one of 2 other living Eldar that believe this ploy that you're doing, Eldar is doing, is violently real, that you can accomplish. Like I said, the other one he got from an old series, the crystal thing, that's dead. So
I guess he doesn't.
He's already dead. He doesn't
not
care
gonna help much.
But this guy does, and that is how Eldrad. So Eldrad is going off. He's used the war host, the Eldar war host, to fight the Marine of the Imperium.
Drive everybody away.
So he's using Harlequins especially Irium's, his allied troop, to do this secret mission. And that's why. That is how we come up with Eldrad, with these Harlequins on there.
And that's the short version.
That's the short. It's not really long. It's not a lot of fluff on that part of it, but it was interesting. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's one of the things I enjoy about GW is that type of fluff. It's strong. It's wild and intense. Like you got that gravity is there when you get into the fluff of GW. So that is what we're going to go through. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so this is the intro. We're going to go to another part, which is going to go to mission 1. Then you'll skip a couple more intros when we get to the other 2 videos on top of that. But I hope you guys will follow us. Again, these are starter scenarios that we're kind of basically we're doing. I hope you enjoy them. We have enjoyed doing them so far, and I think they really help promote the game. Yeah. And for hobby shops, I think that carry them. I would love to have them point to us and say, you want to know what comes in the content and how they're played? Here you go. Here we are teaching. So just before we finish off, I guess the last part of it, these are pretty solid armies. They're a pretty good number of armies, but they don't come with a lot of extra stuff. It does come with a rule book in the set to have that, so you'll get part of that going on, but you're gonna still kind of need a lot more like extra stuff to kind of get going.
It's got rules for running these formations in it. You won't need anything more to run those formations, but if you want, like you get your appetite whetted and you want more, you'll probably have to expand out into their own codexes.
Yeah, this is definitely a strong box. It definitely appeals to veteran gamers a lot more. I think a lot more to beginner gamers. These are 2 very complex armies. They're not as straightforward as like Marines versus regular Eldar. Right. There's a lot of little mechanics to each of these forces. So this is definitely a Meteor Veterans box to basically get your hands in and start playing with. And like I said, it's also a little bit more trickier to the 40k rules because of that. So just to be pre-warned when we do this scenario, this is a little bit more of a established gamer, especially in the 40k world box set, than a beginning gamer to 40k.
Right.
That's the disclosure.
But hey, after these videos, maybe even the beginners will know how to use it.
Indeed, and we will butcher our way through them as much as possible. Me and John have had classic encounters and fights in many of our videos together, so I'm super excited about these 3 coming up. All right, off to the battle.
Here we go.
Okay, we're going to go over just a little brief description of each of our armies. We'll start with the Coherian host, as led by Eldrad Ulthron. And down here we have the man himself. If you've ever played Eldar, ever looked at Eldar, you probably know who Eldrad Ulthron is. The oldest living Eldar alive. Very powerful Psyker. In fact, the second most powerful Psyker in the game. Second only to Magnus the Red, who just came into the game. Rules and lore. Well, not in the lore. He's been in lore forever. But there is Eldrad. So you kind of know what he does. He's got a big sword and lots of psychic powers. Next to him, we have the Serpent's Breath, which is a Void Weaver, one of the Harlequins skimmers. It's got some firepower on there, armed with a star cannon. Each one of these units in this box is a little different than your base one, at least after Eldrad. They're a little different. The special thing about this one over a normal Void Reaver is that it is Ballistic Skill 5, which is kind of helpful.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Blades of Fate, which is a very small unit of Eldar or jet bikes, ridden by Harlequins with their big pointy glaives there. Their special thing over the base is that they can re-roll their Jinx saves, which could be helpful. Next up, we have Death's Companions, one of the 2 units of players in the game, or in this game. They are a little bit limited in that their leader, Dusk, this fine gentleman over here, is a little more than a basic player. He doesn't have the boosted stats of a normal troop master, but they do have the added ability of being able to run and charge in the same turn, which can be helpful. Next up is the Company of the Threefold Stranger. They are a little more stock in their loadout for basic players. They are led by the Lambent Prince, this guy over here with the giant mohawk. And their special ability is being able to run and shoot, almost like regular Eldar, but not quite. And then finally, we have Anarium Spectre, the big bad that Eldrad has been talking to, helping them out. And he's a special Death Jester. I believe he gets some extra abilities like Shrouded or Stealth or something like that over the basic Death Jester. So there you go. That is them in a nutshell.
Very cool.
Yeah. So what does the Deathwatch have?
See, I am basically bringing what they basically call Watch Company Artemis is what its really force is. They have a very strange organization compared to a lot of different chapters that you basically get, because they're special Marines they acquire from everybody's chapters, like their best heroes. They basically take them and say, okay, now they're ours, and we're going to operate for that. So there's a little story behind a couple of things as I bring you a little closer to what I have. So we have Artemis, and I was blown away by when I got into this, because I actually own the 54mm model of this when he was part of the Inquisition game back in the day when they were doing the 54 model type of models. Look very similar. Now he's got white hair, of course, now, and he's toting the cape. But he's a very powerful captain. He's really going to... This interesting thing that John had mentioned out, that these models aren't the same as they are in the regular codexes. Once you pick them up, they all each have special kind of gifts and powers. And one of the things Artemis has is a stasis bomb that actually is a D weapon. So he can actually destroy anything. So he's really cool. So that's part of that thing, to kind of look at some of the stuff you have. Let's see what we have here. And then we got a couple of veterans. So we got Squad Krull, and that's basically because it's led by Sergeant Krull, and they all are outfitted the way they're, out of this group here. So it was pretty unique in that aspect. And he has hatred for himself only. Doesn't affect the rest of his Marines there, but he's a pretty mean dude. And with this, because you do this, he also has a second wound characteristic. So that's one of the interesting things about these squad guys. And then we have Deathwatch Gladiol, and Gladiol also, who's a Blood Angel, he also has a extra wound as well, and he has the precision strike, so he's able to kind of decide who he wants to hit in close combat or shooting, for that matter, with his plasma pistol, which is pretty cool. And this is a pretty cool one. Really love Dreadnoughts, but they seem to have a really hard time surviving and doing well in my games. So this is Dreadnought Nihilus. And I really like him because he has an invulnerable save, which you don't get with Dreadnoughts. So again, that's just kind of a really cool thing. I'm not a big fan of plasma cannons, but that's what Nihilus has, and that's what he likes apparently. So I'll learn to deal with it. So that's pretty cool, but he has that part. So this is the Watch Force, and if the Watch Force kind of stays together, this is again a cool thing about this box set to really start looking at. If you're a Deathwatch player, this Watch Force Artemis will all get Feel No Pain if the unit is within 6 inches of Artemis. So that's a 6+ Feel No Pain they get. If they also do that, then they'll get to use the Sergeant's power. So Hatred and Precision Strike will also kick off their formation powers as well. So they'll get Hatred and Precision Strikes when they're doing all their stuff, if they all remain within their organization force of that formation. So it's pretty cool, but it is only these guys. You can't add anything else more different to it, so it's very specific. But I was pretty impressed. So actually, you don't actually need to own the codexes for any one of these armies, because they pretty much, you just take these formats and then you go off and you play with them. So that's pretty much where it all comes into. So, all right.
All right.
That is the force. Now we go on to step 3 of this whole thing going on, into the mission. That one you? All right, John. We are set,
we are. The encirclement protocols have truly been into effect. I feel completely encircled now.
Yep. So you had to stay as a group together. So there's your players.
I had to place all the.
They're near the objectives.
The objectives within 12 inches of the center and 12 inches from each other. So there they are.
There's the vehicles. There's our big leaders.
Yep. There's Eldrad and Anarium Spectre, kind of hugging that terrain there.
So now I'm kind of raise this up a little bit so you can kind of give a big scene right here. So I got Nihilus coming over here with a couple of Deathwatch to kind of slowly give him protection. This is my heavy weapon guy, and he's got a sniper's bolt gun, more or less. So I figured those two would be operating here. The plan is kind of go for the Spectre. Interim Spectre over here.
Okay.
These are my close combat guys. I can't really assault, and I just didn't want to stand out there and be assaulted later, so I'll try to give them a little extra time to get in the combat. And then we go to the other side, because I can choose pretty much all the sides here anyone go for, but I had to split up. So Krill over here, he's going to come over here, his buddy. He's got a melt-a-gun, so I'm going to try to pop that thing to kind of get out of action. And then, dude, man, he was like in the ruins with flame. He's a combi flamer. So he was like, this is too enticing a target. So I'm going to go with that. So, gonna do some moving here, and then we'll get into some action. So, okay, here we go. Nihilus is going to move up 6 inches. And these guys are going to go with him. They're going to stay put. They're going to jump and get ready. We're going to do our little jump pack thing because there's nothing else we can really kind of do. We just want to get in position. Commander Sergeant Gladius. And this is a couple of key ones. Krell needs to really move up there. And you're going to protect him. He's his little bodyguard. And then, of course, Artemis. Here we go. So that's pretty much the move. Very simple, very straightforward. I don't have that many models. And then I'm going to flame these 4 guys right in here.
Ooh.
So here we go.
Pleasant.
Shouldn't. I hope it's not. I'm going to try to keep everything constrained here for us. So we got strength 4, toughness 3, need 3s. And he will do
3 wounds.
3. I should have mentioned when I'm going to this, one of the tactics that we're using though, that I'm using is against troops. So he gets to re-roll the 1s.
Oh.
So I didn't get. I got a 1 anyway.
Still a 1.
So there's 3, but you have invulnerable save,
right.
not covered.
Yep. So all Harlequins have a 5-up invuln, no matter what. So let's see what they do. Well, there's 1 dies. Probably 2 dead. That is a 6. That is a weird 6.
Alright, so lead model, he's not the sergeant.
That is a sergeant, so I guess he takes.
Sir.
We will do a lookout, sir.
Okay, so he needs a 4+, get out of the way with him, he's 2 wounds. Got it.
Alright.
So we'll take this model next to him.
Yep.
And then
the
there's another lookout, sir.
And, well, I'll take.
Take 1 wound?
Yeah.
Alright, so he's got a wound next to him.
I guess he is a first model, so I do have to. Well, no, I already took 2 wounds, so he'll take 1.
We'll just use this little.
I got a
wound
counter
awesome.
here, so there we are.
Okay, so we got that first. Here's the melt-a-gun shot.
Are you in range?
No, I'm not. It's too
good.
far.
Good.
But it's got a bolt gun, so I'll take the bolt gun shot at it.
Yeah, it is armor 10 all around, so
Right.
it's worth it.
So, he missed.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, well, but I had a backup plan.
Right? What's their backup
My
plan?
backup plan was Nihilus.
Oh, that's more of a front up plan there. Or an up front plan?
A front plan. Maybe he was the backup plan, and the backup plan didn't work very well. So I'm going to put a little plasma template. First, we got to see if it gets hot.
Yes.
It's one of those weapons.
Did it get hot? It did not.
Hot. And it is, let's just check the weapon we fire on this thing. Hopefully it's in this straight book. No, it's a typical thing. Sorry folks, as we have to keep plasma cannon.
What are you trying to look up?
If it's a heavy 1 or heavy 2 weapon.
If it's a standard plasma cannon, it'll be heavy 1.
Heavy 1.
Unless it's something weird with Deathwatch, which probably should be in the.
It isn't. Yeah, it's heavy. Okay, so here we go. Right on his head. 4.
So I assume his ballistic skill is at least 4.
His ballistic skill is a 5.
So it is a direct hit.
Direct hit.
You subtract the ballistic
All right.
skill.
So now it is strength 7. He needs a 3 to glance it.
Yep.
4 higher.
I probably should have mentioned this before, but I was planning to pop the. What are they? Not the Holofield, the Mirage launchers, which gives them a 4-up invuln.
Okay.
Typically, it's like Janky's supposed to declare it at the same point, but.
We'll give it to you. That's no
Yep.
problem. Easy. It is a penetration.
All right.
So now you need that invulnerable.
So 4-up invuln on the Mirage launcher. He
Yes.
gets it.
So you're rolling the 6 as well. So, all right. And
It's a one use only. The bikes have a set as well.
all right. He has storm bolters underneath it, so he needs 2s to hit with ballistic skill 5.
Correct.
So both hit. 5s will glance it. No, 6s will glance it.
6s will glance it.
No.
Nothing.
And no rerolls on him because he's a fast attack. All right. So I'm going to fire. Let's see.
The rerolls would come from.
It's just the mission tactics that.
Oh, I see.
Gets,
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll try the heavy bolter on the Spectre, the Interim Spectre.
Okay.
Needs 3 to hit. Strength 5. I don't think his toughness is what?
His toughness is still a 3. He's not old enough to have crystallized yet.
2 wounds on him.
All right. He has the 5-up invuln.
Okay.
And he makes one of them.
So it takes 1 wound.
So we'll get a wound counter here. Hopefully it's worth getting, so and he doesn't die from the next shot.
Okay. So he's going to fire the bolt gun patterns. He's considered walked on, so he'll need snapshots at 6s.
Ooh, next one.
Got 1. And it's a sniper poison weapon, so 4. So he's got it.
All right. He takes that wound.
So he's got it.
And that is his last one.
Got the Spectre out.
That's no good.
All right. It is turn 1, and under the normal rules, that you're not allowed to assault. There's no special rules that allow me to do so on the
Right.
first turn.
We're assuming that these guys are all arriving via reserves. So if you come,
star, hopefully.
yeah. However, typically when you arrive via reserves, you do not get to charge.
Right. So that's why Artemis is not going to be able to do
Yep.
anything from there. And now it is the Eldar turn.
All right, I'm gonna hand the Canberra over to Benito and see what fiend I can bring
Back.
back. Yeah. Well, that's a darn shame that my Spectre died.
At least got something out of that mess.
Right? Can't believe Spectre Studios killed Spectre first.
I was scared of Spectre. That's why I had to make sure that was the case.
All right, so let's see. Who do we want to die first?
So first the movement.
First movement. Maybe try some of this fun stuff. Be able to get in there. Possibly. Be a tough charge to make. Let's come support over here. For the tricky Eldar tactics. Actually, I guess these are moving through runes, so I should roll for difficult terrain.
Yeah.
6. And they will get to move 4 inches. Just stand up there. There-ish. And token goes with dusk. Alright, there's that. Good. Turn Eldar right around to face the oncoming threat. These darn ball joints.
Yes.
They do not work.
All that well.
They work great the first couple of times, but if you don't glue them down or do something else, they get really, really wobbly. Let's
Give up the position.
not entirely.
Protect the old crystal seers, Eldrad says. Or do you run away for bloodlust?
You know Harlequins. You know what they do. They're not real good at staying still.
Gotta dance around it a little bit. We're moving, we're holding this position.
Yeah, we're holding it by running around over there.
All right. All right.
All right, let's move
So we're into psychic phase.
Psychic phase. Eldred is a psyker. Now the powers that are generated for him were 2, 3, 4, and 6, which I need to remember from the chart.
Okay. All right.
They were Doom, the Will of Azurin, Fortune, and Eldritch Storm. And of course, he's got Guide.
Oh, the two favorite of Eldar.
Right.
Dirty Eldar, tricky powers.
Right. All right. So we have how many warp charge points? 1.
1 plus your level,
Which is
was
5.
So 6 for you, and 1 for me.
No, 5 total. I have these are level 4. So
1 for me did not.
1 for you. 5 total for me.
Yes.
He does have the fun little, what is it called?
Generating.
Staff.
Yes.
I think. So if he successfully casts a psychic power,
On a 5 or 6, you generate
5
another
or 6, I get another warp charge point. So
dirty.
super dirty.
That's okay though.
He's going to try to successfully cast Guide on these guys over here.
All right. How many?
With 2 dice.
You need how many successes?
I need 1
One warp
success.
charge? All right. Did we get it?
There's 2
Oh,
successes.
a peril. No, you
No,
need double.
no, need double 6s to peril.
So I can't stop it with 2 because
Yep.
I only have 1 dice.
So that goes off.
So they have guide.
These guys will have Guide.
Okay.
Put my handy custom-made
All right.
counter next to them. And I get the warp charge point back.
So wow.
Neat. Alright, so what's next?
Probably fortune on somebody because that's usually the 2 combo tricks. right off
Fortune's
the bat.
often good, yeah. Yeah, reroll saving throws.
Especially
and
when I keep
Deny
this,
the Witch.
keep your thing going on. Your void raider.
Let's see. Don't. Oh, he is in range of Doom.
Ooh.
That could be fun. And Doom is 2 warp charges.
Ooh, so you need 2 successes.
I would need 2 successes. Let's go for it.
All right. Going for Artemis with Doom.
Artemis with Doom. Oh, that is not.
No.
Not it. All right.
Dun, 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 dun. So now we have 1 left.
1 warp charge left. I don't know that I have anything left that costs 1 warp
Does
charge.
Fortune cost only 1?
No, Fortune costs 2 as well. I was hoping to get the power back.
Ah.
All right, so I guess I'm done
Okay.
with my
So we
psychic
just
powers.
have Guide that got off.
Yep.
Eldred a little distracted early on, maybe.
Maybe. It's,
Or
you
using
know,
all the psychic resources are all being used up for this little ritual he's got
yeah,
going
or
on.
saving his strength for the next round. I don't know. We'll see.
Could be. Okay, so what shooting do we have?
All right, let's do some shooting. Let's, I guess, deal with that dreadnought. Hopefully.
Nihilus?
Nihilus, yeah. Stomping over there, having some fun. So
Spitting plasma?
probably spitting a little plasma type stuff. Oh, look, he is totally in range. That's good. Now the fun thing about the Void Weavers is, and this rarely goes off for me, but setting up in the middle kind of helps.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Is the rear gun gets to fire at a separate target.
Whoa!
So,
2 different target shots.
Yeah. And then it's got another shuriken cannon
And it's
underneath.
ballistic skill 5.
And it's ballistic skill 5.
Dang, that's why I really want to try to kill it, but
Yeah.
it didn't happen.
Now,
Wasn't in the cards.
I assume he's like a 12 in the front.
I believe so.
Armor.
So, well, we'll see. I don't really get to use dreadnoughts often that much. He is 12-12.
Alright, so the shuriken cannon underneath could possibly glance him. So let's see what we can do with that.
Okay. So
We can
all
do 3 hits. Now I need 6s to glance. 1 glance.
1. And Nihilus does
Nihilus.
have that.
Had an invulnerable save, you said?
Yeah, I gotta find a 5+.
Okay.
So let's see what he got. Close.
Takes a hull point.
So he's got a hull point on him.
That's a start. Alright.
And that means he's got 2 left.
2 left, alright. So now let's do let's fire the prismatic cannon and lance. So it's a lance weapon,
Okay.
which would lower his armor to 12, but it's 12 already.
So it is, yep.
And it is strength 7, AP 2.
Ooh.
So let's see if we hit.
Yeah.
We hit. Let's see if I get another 6 to pen. That would be nice.
No.
But it's an 11. So
that doesn't.
all that lancing
It made him pretty.
did nothing.
Prismatic prettiness. Rainbows.
It's just, you know, tracing his name on the carapace there. All right. So and now the back gun will fire at this squad.
All right. Or crawl over here.
And didn't really move, did it? Did I move it? I just kind
I
of
think
pivoted it, right?
Pivoted a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means this weapon will fire at full ballistic
Okay.
instead of snaps. Because where it's a fast skimmer, it
Two
can
hits.
fire 2 at full ballistic skill, and then everything else will be snaps.
Right.
2 hits, so strength 6 with blade storm.
Ooh.
And so that'll be 1 wound,
Okay.
which is an armor save, and then 1 shot, which is AP 2.
Okay. So we want me to take the normal one first?
Yeah, take the normal one first.
All right. So that's a 3+ armor save. Save.
Makes it. So now I guess this next one will probably get a cover save, or whatever Deathwatch trickery you get.
Well, I'm gonna use a 3+ storm shield because he's actually a little bit ahead of the other guy.
Okay.
So he's gonna use the storm shield. Doesn't help him, and he's not next to what's his face, so they're not in
doesn't have
formation.
feel no pain.
Nope. So he's
And
dead.
he's only got 1 wound.
He's only got 1 wound yet.
So this guy.
He drops it.
All right.
He did his bodyguard job though.
All right. So now would they need a morale check since he just did 50% casualties?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, 'cause
It'll happen at the end
Yeah,
of shooting.
he's a separate squad. We'll just remember to put that. And so we got all those that are shooting at Artemis, I take it?
So that is.
Or you want to finish, try to
that's done
finish off
shooting.
how
Let's-
far the pistols go?
I don't know if any of these pistols are in range here, but let's see.
Probably not.
Nope. Closest guy is out, so
So no there.
they're done shooting, but they can, I believe, run and then shoot.
Oh, that's that. Yeah,
That's-
that's,
that's
if they're
what-
leaving their post.
They're leaving their post. They'll be back. Don't worry. Yep. So let me run and shoot.
Okay, so D6 on the run.
So D6 on the run.
5.
They are fleet, but I'll take the 5.
You want me? You want me?
Kinda, yeah. There we go. Alright, now they should, for the most part, well, he's not. That one is not, but I think, yeah, everybody else is in range.
Okay.
So this is a neuro disruptor. Let's see if it hits, and we'll see what fun we have. Not, of course, it misses. Yeah, that's not my
It is our game, John.
Yeah. But had that hit, it would have been wounded on a 2 and then it'd been AP 2. So
Ooh.
yeah, it's only strength 2 though, so there's a lot of 2s going on.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then we have 3. Oh no, wait, there's another neuro disruptor there.
Oh.
I thought it was the other squad that had 2.
4.
That one hits.
That one hits.
So
Yes,
here we are wounding on a 2, thankfully.
Wounds on 2.
Yep, and then AP 2.
Okay, so he will basically take a wound. So he's
Okay.
got one
And
left. He's got 2 more left.
All right, great. Can't find all my ones. There's one. All right, so that's their shooting. These guys will shoot at the big bad. We'll start with the bikes,
Okay,
firing their shuriken cannons.
awesome.
That'll be all those for hits. They are ballistic skill 4. And I believe he's toughness 4, correct? So they will wound on 2s. It'll be
5.
5 wounds and none of them blade storm.
Okay, so he's got artifice armor, 2+. He's fine.
He's totally good. Alright, so let's go on with these guys. Alright, so we have 4 catapults. Shuriken pistols. Ooh, not great hitting, but let's hope we can get a couple of 6s here. There's one, AP2.
Okay.
The other one does not wound.
All right. So he needs a 4+ Iron Halo.
Of course he's got one of those.
Nope, but he is a feeling pain of his own formation. And no, so he takes a wound himself.
Takes 1 wound so far.
So
now
we're all bleeding.
we've got a... This is the squad with 1 Neuro Disruptor.
Okay.
And that will hit. And it will wound, and that is AP2.
Iron Halo. Save.
That one saves. Alright. Oh. I forgot prescience. Or guide, rather.
Oh,
we get to reroll hits. I put those for a reason. There for a reason. I totally forget.
Yes, you missed
I think
2 shots.
So let's
missed 2 shots.
Yeah. See if the dice gods are kind.
1 more.
No.
Alright. So they it's karma. That's what they
Yes.
say.
Yeah,
If you
it's
don't remember your
karma.
dice, they'd never come back and help
That's
you
right.
back later.
That's
so
right.
you got to kind of remember your rules. So now
This is how we learn.
you are allowed to charge on your first turn.
I am allowed to charge because I did not arrive from Deep Strike. However, let's see if Eldrad's in range of anybody. I don't think he is. Because he does have a pistol as well. No. Alright. The bikes will charge. Watch Captain Artemis. Would you like to fire
Can
Overwatch?
you go through your own Duzo?
They're jet bikes. They can fly over.
Oh. Are they wound or 2 more models?
They are 2 wound bottles.
Well, you might as well have to because of that. So yeah, he'll fight those guys.
I will jink.
He hit once.
Oh, good thing I jinked.
And he now needs a 4 to wound 1. Or 5, yeah, 1 wound. So wounds 1.
Okay.
So now you're using your jink.
And these guys can re-roll their jink save. So
Good thing.
good thing.
No, so
No.
he took a wound anyways.
Yeah, so that was from the bolter.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Well, hits the flame. Combi flamer got burnt out after 1 use.
Oh, okay.
They're only
Okay,
1
good,
use
good, good.
weapons.
I wasn't sure if Deathwatch was weird and you have to do it all the time.
No. They've got some cooler other weapons, but
Yeah.
there's still other standard Imperium weaponry.
Fair enough. Alright, and they will charge.
So I think first
Oh,
one
wow.
made it. Oh, the whole unit, so 5 inches to make it.
I think that would count as going through difficult terrain, so it should subtract 3, so that would definitely not get in. But I gotta remember if the bikes are fleet.
Bikes usually aren't, but I think they can boost or something. I mean, usually boosting is a thing.
Action.
And I think you also have to. Oh, it's like you end your turn in dangerous terrain or something.
Yeah, if they end in dangerous, difficult terrain, they take a
Okay.
dangerous terrain test.
Is it 5 inches?
I think.
You want to double check rules?
Yeah. Well,
All right. So they're not. So we got all situated. They didn't make
Yeah.
make the charge, but now the dancers can.
Yep.
The players, what is it called?
And you've already
Already did
fired your
Overwatch.
Overwatch, which is really what I wanted there. And ugh,
Well, you have fleet.
these guys definitely have fleet.
Because otherwise you fail. They are affected by the minus move. So you may not get everybody
Double
fully in, right? Because that's
What?
minus. Is it -2 the charge?
This guy makes it.
Yeah.
And let's use this one because it's handy. That one will be in. Might have a couple of guys not being able to hit, but the way this works is if they're within 2 inches of somebody who is in base-to-base contact, they get to hit. And thankfully that is everyone.
I'm gonna challenge to make sure I put Dusk in the fight.
Alright. I will gladly accept that because I don't care about Dusk.
Okay. I believe you're still. He is initiative 5.
So they are initiative 6, so they still get to go first.
And he is weapon skill 6. So probably looking for 4s to hit him.
Okay, we have a weapon skill 5, so yeah, we'll be hitting on 4s. You will return hits on 3s.
If he lives.
If he lives.
Because he is by himself.
So, how many? I have only 1 kiss left in there. So let's roll the.
Okay. So what do we got?
Alright, so we'll roll the Harlequin's kiss first. The way that works is that 1 attack of that model gets rolled at strength 6, AP 2.
Okay, wow.
So we'll see if that hits.
No.
It doesn't, but hey, I'm remembering guide this time.
Yeah.
That's better.
So it hits. So now you need a 3 to wound.
3 to wound. It does.
Does. So I now need
AP2.
Iron Halo to save him. Saves him.
Ah, look at you. Alright. Now we'll do the normal attacks, which is 3 left from the Harlequins kit.
All right, go.
These are the number of normal attacks. And with guide, we will re-roll the misses.
Yep. Okay.
That's a lot of hits.
The re-rolls.
But these are just normal attacks. So
now you need 5s to wound
we'll need 5s to wound you.
Strength 3 to toughness 4.
Normal armor save.
Yep. How many? 3?
2, 3.
All right. Let's see what happens. 3 plus armor save. Artemis. Oh my lord.
Ooh.
And now I need feel no pain 6 plus. Got 1 to keep with 1 life.
Wow.
Otherwise you would have been down.
So you've got 1 wound left, huh?
Yep.
Well, luckily I have 1 round of weapons left. And these are the Harlequins. Correct.
Oh, still more?
Yeah, now these ones are kind of fun in that if I roll 6s to hit, you automatically take a wound.
Awesome.
So fortune plus this.
Okay.
Kind of fun.
Wow.
And I can only re-roll my fails, but there's 1 automatic
Alright.
wound.
So looks like it's bringing him down.
Alright, well, 2 more hits, or 1 more hit. Let's see if any of these. So that's an automatic wound with no armor save.
All right.
So you need your Iron Halo for that.
Yep.
And then you've got 3 more wounds after that.
Those are normal?
Those are normal.
So here's the Iron Halo. Made that.
That's it.
And then the 3 plus saves. Failed 2. Needs a 6. No. And you know what? We just turned this into a tie game.
We did. There we are. Those crafty Eldar did their weird
Just put it to a quick little tie because Artemis goes down very early in the game to do that. and that little quick plan.
Yep. So there we go.
Yeah, as a kid, I was a little surprised that he was a captain without power armor, artificer armor.
Yeah, we looked that up.
All right, we're back. So right off the bat here, we got some things kind of going on, and we're just gonna go straight to the one weird mission part scenario tie.
Yeah, so there we are.
That. Ouch, John. That's
hey,
you went right for the moon.
I don't want to have to kill you. I just want to get my stuff done.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, cut out. No more death. Peace out. So beat Artemis down a little bit. Make him stop. And he took it all because I had to separate everybody in a little way, and I got a little excited going over there. So darn, man, we felt we put a little heat on. So 2 characters kind of going down. Artemis going down,
and our Inspector went down.
Our Inspector kind of went down. So we're gonna kind of go in their campaign. Each of them are gonna be down a wound. So now your Spectre will have 1 wound.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Artemis will have 2. So that might again be kind of helpful with when things are going. So this is very brief, and it probably may help that this scenario did go quicker because we had such a grand intro with everything kind of going on.
So I did this for you.
So maybe it's fortuitous that aspect that. So we're gonna go. We hope you enjoyed it. It's just a little bit. It's a quick little taste. It was a weird little setup scenario, but it's really just the intro to get things kind of going on. We're gonna head off into mission 2, see exactly how intense that is, because I do know what happened to me will happen in a mission for you.
What? No.
So take that, Eldar. And we'll get into that battle part from there. So we've got 2 more scenarios of this starter set scenario from again 40k Death Masque, which pitting Eldrad and the Harlequins against Artemis's watch company from Deathwatch. So again, very cool stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Don't forget you can join us at spectrestudios.us. That is our official website for the studio. It is also there a link to the forum page where you can get a hold of John and let him know that you're interested, if you're in the southern Maine area of New England, to get involved in our campaign story going on, because we have that going on. That is not a film thing going on. That's just the community getting together.
Just get in there
and playing.
Bust out some quick games, have some fun.
Yeah, totally. And it's really good fun. It's been the sculling of Sector 16.
Yes.
This is our 2nd season into that. We had some interesting stuff.
Yeah, and try to come up with some wacky scenarios a little bit, out of the box type stuff.
And I like it because the enjoyable part of it is growing. So making characters with them because your characters will get experience.
Yeah, we have an experience system, so your characters can get better. Your monsters, creatures, and vehicles can as well. So
yes, even if you're not faltering that, and you can also jump in at any time. So even if it takes you a while because you're kind of stickle about getting some stuff painted and stuff like that, don't worry about it. You kind of even the future. You're adding stuff, make sure that everyone's having a good time and everyone's playing pretty solid. I know I've kind of jumped in a few times with everything else filming and was able to have a good time with being behind a little bit for everybody else, but we have some solid players that are playing it, some great looking armies that are building, and I think our community is growing
good painters out there.
Super well for this stuff like that. So definitely go in and join that. And if you enjoy what we're doing, you can help us by supporting us through our Patreon. Again, the link of the webpage from the webpage will link to the Patreon supporting. Because if you help us, there is a key Patreon point, which is $100 for me. If I get to that, I will do exactly what I'm doing with this, which is get the set, find one of my Spectre members, like John. We split it up so we can get things up and painted quickly, and then we're going to go right into filming a scenario of those mission scenarios. So if you're interested in stuff like that, you can get into a lot of different games. So we're doing it for 40K, but we've done it for a couple other ones, and it's a good way if you want to see what those things, because really in this day and age, those starter sets are crucial for really building communities.
And they're generally a good deal too.
They're super good deals. I've never really seen many that are not the value price that you're basically getting to it. And this one right here, way beyond price tag.
Right.
So, I mean, you're talking pricing out these individual 40K for splitting it up that we basically did for $150, which was the set. But if you price down to everything individually, it would have been already $150 per unit per side of the faction itself, not even including the rule books. So remember that. That's super, super awesome. And again, subscribe to the channel if you want to catch these last 2 episodes and make sure you get notifications for that by liking the playing and getting your notifications so you can follow as soon as we put up all 3 videos together. All right, any last thoughts, Sean?
I think that's it for me. Let's go do mission 2.
You done playing being dirty, Eldar? You still got 2 more in you?
No. Harlequins play dirty.
I hope you sleep well tonight. Spectre Studios, playing the spirit of the game.